How do you run a good YouTube ad if you're a dentist? Well, today we're going to talk about dentist ads, and this will help you even if you're not a dentist because a lot of the ad principles are the same. And we'll jump right in. Okay, healthy smiles made easy. The Rhode Island Children's Dentistry and Orthodontics.
Here's the truth behind our children's dentist. I was worried a pediatric dentist office would be full of screaming, obnoxious little kids until we walked in for the first time and understood why it's the way to go for my kids. The atmosphere is upbeat and fun, and the staff are incredible, and our kids actually like going. They are very experienced, and it shows in how relaxed and friendly they are. They are super quick, which is great for both you and the kids.
The emergency appointment feature is great, especially with me with gymnastics.
It's hard to appreciate just how good they are until you try them. If you haven't already, now is a great time to book your kid in for a great dental experience.
Okay, what did you notice about that behind our children's dentist? And this will become evident later in this video because I saw this earlier. They never said the name of the Rhode Island Dentistry group. And the reason is because I think that this sort of UGC or user-generated content is being sold to a lot of different dentists across the country now, but they didn't actually say the name. Now, this is a YouTube short. If you run it as an ad, you can click and then go to the dentistry, but there's no call to action. They didn't mention it. They didn't show anyone, but it's a super, super charming ad. And I want you to watch it again. Now, also note the ratio sort of, this is what you call a 4:5 ad, I think. So it's, like 400 by 500 or 800 by 1,000. And that runs really well as a short. It can run as a reel. It can even run just in this frame, which is called 16 by 9 or landscape or just regular video ads. It still works. It still sort of fills it up, doesn't it? And then the nature of it, it seems very authentic. We don't know if these are actually authentic. I mean, it's clearly an ad, but let's just watch it again and just look for the charm of it, which it has a ton of charm. We don't know if these are actors or real family, but very charming. Feels like user-generated content, but also look and see if they actually mention the dentist in any way.
Truth behind our children's dentist. I was worried a pediatric dentist office would be full of screaming, obnoxious little kids until we walked in for the first time and understood why it's the way to go for my kids. The atmosphere is upbeat and fun, and the staff are incredible, and our kids actually like going.
Look at that. So she's sort of talking to her friends and other women, and they're sort of talking about it. And we know it's not actually happening in that way, but it sort of gives the feel of chit-chatting to someone and getting word from a friend. So generally, I like this ad, except for one thing, which I'll tell you about at the end.
Going. They are very experienced, and it shows in how relaxed and friendly they are. They are super quick, which is great for both you and the kids.
The emergency appointment feature is great, especially with me with gymnastics.
It's hard.
Okay, so that was fantastic, right? Because they're talking, it's a busy parent talking to a busy parent, and they're talking about how to fit things in. Gymnastics is always a problem, emergency, you can get them in.
Hard to appreciate just how good they are until you try them. If you haven't already, now is a great time to book your kid in for a great dental experience.
Okay, so what is the name of the dentist? We don't know. So they're just sort of relying on you to click and go to the dentist. So that is kind of a lost opportunity. In one way, it's very affordable for many dentists to say, sure, I will run the ad that just is generic, and ideally that helps me. I think you're missing out. I think the principle behind this ad is fantastic. Hard to orchestrate unless you have like a real influencer for a customer. But you know what you could do is you could have a little thing on your counter that says, instead of follow us on Instagram, it says, we want to follow you on Instagram. Think about this for a second. We want to follow you on Instagram. Everyone's got an Instagram, we'll follow you. Then they tell you what Instagram to follow them on, and the person at the front desk takes your account, the dentist's account, follows them, right? And then what do? Well, you watch what types of videos they make, and I tell you, find the person who makes the best videos, who's a customer of yours, and just say, hey, I like your videos. Would you be willing to do for pay a little video about our dentist practice? And probably not too expensive, and that's authentic because they're a customer, but you pay them, you reimburse them. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Here is a real customer making a video about our practice. So anyway, love most of this. I don't like that it's sort of, I sort of don't like the whole business practice of just selling a generic testimonial video to a whole bunch of practices, because I saw a whole bunch of these, but overall, just great ad. Okay, dentist in Rockville, Maryland, Dr. Paige Ghaznavi. Okay, another very generic ad that doesn't have any voiceover, which I think that the visuals are great, but my opinion is probably this is also a generic ad that you sort of just add your own text over. Attention, Rockville, Maryland. No need to settle for bad teeth anymore. Upgrade to smile today using our zero thing. You can't read it that fast. Our offers limited to. I can't read it this fast. So I think it's just sort of a generic ad. Some of the visuals in it are good, but I would say don't waste your money on this, because some people do read things, but it has to be super, super easy to read text, not a ton of information. Maybe this is on Facebook or something, but it's the wrong shape for Facebook. So I'm saying not a fan of this ad. And I've also seen this generic ad on other dentists' channels.
You've invested in your career, reliable transportation, and you've always put your family first. It's time to stop hiding your teeth.
You don't need to be embarrassed about your teeth anymore. We're here to help. Whether it's full mouth reconstruction, veneers, or implants, we're here to guide you through each step of the process. The best in dentistry, only with Dr. Lampy.
Okay, let's take a look at this again. Okay, well, here's what I like. Now, this is going to have an overlay that is going to have a call to action on it. You have to remember that, because it's going to say something like ads. It's going to say like, get the dentist or contact the dentist. And you want to make sure also that the place that click area shows up is not overlaying these other graphics here. It looks like it's not, but also, you want to look on both mobile and tablet and desktop, computer, and potentially TV if you're running that. Where is the sort of hotspots that the click area is overlaid? But I think that this is generally pretty good. Has the phone number. I'd make that phone number a lot larger. I'm not watching this on TV, probably way too small. Does it need to say call now to schedule free? I'd just say free consultation. Free consultation. But what it doesn't say is it doesn't say dentist. It says Dr. Lampy. Well, stuff is a little bit harder to read. Now, I think this may be in my area, but overall, this is a fantastic ad.
Invested in your career, reliable transportation, and you've always put your family first. It's time to stop hiding your teeth.
You don't need to be embarrassed about your teeth anymore. We're here to help. Whether it's full mouth reconstruction, veneers, or implants, we're here to guide you through each step of the process. The best in dentistry, only with Dr. Lampy.
Yeah, he could have said his name. I like the concept of covering your mouth. This was a really good thing. I think you might have tested, or you might test this against one where you just are a little bit more zoomed in on the guy, because that's a lot of, on a small phone, this is a lot to try to zoom in on the guy who's covering his mouth. So I would just close in on it and say dentist up front, and I would say his name. This guy, this dentist, Dr. Lampy.
The best in dentistry. The best in dentistry, only with Dr. Lampy.
Okay, well, you can't say you're the best. That's kind of too braggadocious for you to say you're the best. But overall, not bad. I would just like to see Dr. Lampy emphasized a bit more. In the ad, 3 ways to relax at the dentist.
We are here at Clever Dental. One thing that's really important to us here is the care and comfort of our patients. People come in and they have a lot of dental anxiety, which is pretty normal. Sometimes it can be scary just to get your teeth cleaned, especially if you haven't gone in a long time. We try to make everything comfortable for patients. Everyone is welcome here at our practice. Nice smiles, open doors.
Okay, I loved this music. It was kind of like Spanish guitar. It doesn't quite, so I like that it says Clever Dental. You could have done this logo a little bit better with the transparent. It looks a little edgy.
One thing that's really important to us here is
I think one of the challenges, nice people. I think it's a little bit more set up like a documentary, not quite zoomed in enough for my taste, but overall very nice. I like that they have the captions burnt in because that's very helpful on ads. I would love to just zoom in on faces because YouTube's a personal media and people looking at it on small screens most of the time.
We are here at Clever Dental. One thing that's really important to us here is
I feel like some of these videos, I think people are afraid of dentists, no matter what. I am not afraid of dentists in any way. But even so, when I see someone sort of standing over me and working on me like a carburetor, I feel a little uncomfortable. And so I would say try to do it in a slightly different way. I don't think that the concept of showing people working on your mouth is as pleasant to the customer as it is to the dentist. The dentist may be telling these people, hey, show them what we do. I would just as soon have testimonials or meet the people who work there. I know what happens in a dentist. There's no showing me this that is going to make me unafraid, if I am afraid of showing the equipment of all the things with points on them.
One thing that's really important to us here is the care and comfort of our patients. People come in and they have a lot of.
This looks like we're spying.
They have a lot of dental anxiety.
We're spying on people.
A lot of dental
who
anxiety.
Are like.
And they have.
I don't think this image makes me feel less anxious as she's talking about anxiety. So I think the concept of it is sound. That's just not the approach I would take.
Anxiety, which is pretty normal. Sometimes it can be scary just to get your teeth cleaned, especially if you haven't gone in a long time. We try to make everything comfortable for patients. Everyone is welcome here at our practice. Nice smiles, open doors.
Okay, so this is great if you are on a NASCAR racing team, a great position. But Dr. Twerskoy, I would say an open-armed approach is a more open approach. This is kind of, I'm proud and I'm the boss, but I'm not so sure. And it says nice smiles, open doors. He's not smiling.
Of course.
So I think I really loved a lot of things about this. But I would have tested it against some different things. I don't think that having an image of the building is what I would start on. They call this an establishing shot. You remember like on Seinfeld or whatever, they would have a picture of the house and they show you what's in the house. I think I wouldn't start there. But overall, love the music, love the vibe. I would have tested some different visuals. Okay, I want to show you this Park Place Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics, not the same as the Rhode Island.
Here's the truth behind our children's dentist. I was worried a pediatric dentist.
Same ad, same woman, same people, different dentistry. So it's a stock ad, and I think that that's not what I would do. Okay, I practice with Family Like Care, Greater Long Island Dental Dentist in Massapequa, New York. So, testimonial, I can see.
I really had that level of comfort with them. They almost bring you in and treat you like you're a family member. You really come to trust them in a very, short time.
Everyone treated me with so much respect, and everyone was so good. And I like this place.
I was impressed from the second I walked in. They just treat you like you're a friend. They don't treat you like an office. And I've been coming ever since.
They make you feel welcome. They make you feel comfortable. They took my grandson in the back room. They gave him a gift.
It feels like a family here. It definitely does. And I love that. And that's why I would never choose any other dentist.
Yeah.
I really had that level of comfort with them. They almost bring.
So I was laughing at the woman who said they took my grandson in the back room and gave him a gift. I'm sure they were very nice. I just wouldn't have put that in my ad. I love ads like this where it's basically a testimonial. There is a way that what I do, and I would really recommend this if you're doing testimonial ads, is I have a teleprompter and I put a iPad here and I put the camera behind it. So I am looking essentially at whatever's on the iPad. And what you can do is you can put your camera behind that, and then you can actually make a little FaceTime call to the iPad. So the person who you're interviewing is looking directly at the camera, meaning they're looking directly at the customer. I am not a fan of looking off to the side of the camera. I know it's easier. I don't like it. I feel that when they look at the camera, it just feels like 10 times better. And looking close to the camera, 2 feet away, 1 foot away, 2 inches away, is not good enough for me. So that's basically the only thing I would change. Just nice people and honest people and not rehearsed. Yeah, good. Let's look at it again.
Really had that level of comfort with them. They almost bring you in and treat you like you're a family member. You really come to trust them in a very, short time.
Everyone treated me with so much respect.
I don't think any of these images are necessary. I would rather just focus on the effort of looking them directly in the eye. Again, I feel that when you are put in a chair, you are essentially in a place of weakness. And that's, I think, one of the reasons people feel a little sensitive at the dentist.
Oh, it's so good.
And I would just not portray it that way.
And I like this place.
I was impressed from the second I walked in. They just treat you like you're a friend. They don't treat you like an office. And I've been coming ever since.
They make you feel welcome. They make you feel comfortable. They took my grandson in the back room. They gave him a gift.
It feels like a family here. It definitely does. And I love that. And that's why I would never choose any other dentist.
Good. Overall, really love that. Overall, good. I liked it. Okay, this is Treasured Smiles, Children's Dentistry, Kids Love Us, and Parents Trust Us.
Are you afraid of a dentist?
No, I'm not afraid of the dentist.
Oh. I was definitely one of those kids that was like, okay, I'm afraid. And as a mom now, I want them to have a better experience. Dentists know their stuff. So it's the same thing for pediatric dentists, just times 10. They've got that foundation of knowledge about the baby teeth, the transition to adult teeth, and they are able to explain to the kids what's going on. You know, it also feels really kid-friendly when you go in. It's completely engineered for kids. The chairs are small, there's characters on the walls, and it really makes it feel like, okay, the space is for the kids, and the kids feel that too.
Okay, did they say treasured smiles?
Are you afraid of a dentist?
Is this another UGC where they just sort of pretend that it's a customer? Or did they say the name of the business?
No, I'm not afraid of the dentist.
Oh. I was definitely one of those kids that was like, okay, I'm afraid. And as a mom now, I want them to have a better experience. Dentists know their stuff. So it's the same thing for pediatric dentists, just times 10. They've got that foundation of knowledge about the baby teeth, the transition to adult teeth, and they are able to explain to the kids what's going on. You know, it also feels really kid-friendly when you go in. It's completely engineered for kids. The chairs are small, there's characters on the walls, and it really makes it feel like, okay, the space is for the kids, and the kids feel that too. Are you?
Okay, so really authentic influencers, these are essentially someone's gathering up influencers, paying them, saying, talk about dentists or talk about dentists for your kids. Now we're going to sell that and pay you X amount. So if it's in your local area, people won't notice it, but they don't really enforce who you are and why you're different. They're just talking about dentists and not being afraid of dentists or the convenience of dentists. And that to me doesn't push it over the line as saying this is better than not doing anything at all. Okay, Smiles in the Gardens Dentistry, new patient special and client testimonials. Okay, we don't know. We don't know if this is the dentist. We don't know a lot. We don't know if these are real people. We don't know if these are people that work there. There's just a ton of information. Are these actors? These look like actors. This may be a legitimate review, but I'm supposed to read this tiny print while I'm watching a YouTube video and there's no voiceover. And I don't know if this is really this person or not. I wouldn't run this ad. I commend people for wanting to run ads, but I think this is one of those sort of plug in your information and it makes a video for you, which I think is better than nothing, but frankly, not by much.
Hickory smoked barbecue. It's the barbecue.
Okay, whoa. Okay, whoa, because this one is weird. I just watched the first few seconds. I don't know what this is.
Barbecue. Slow cooked, hickory smoked barbecue. It's the kind of meal you look forward to. One that helps rationalize all the quinoa and salads. Succulent pulled pork, juicy ribs, chicken wings, all your favorite fixings. Life's truest pleasures don't always come with cutlery. Sometimes it's just you, your hands, and your lateral incisors. It's Southern dining how it was meant to be enjoyed. Confidently, comfortably, with a smile.
Okay, so So this is an interesting approach to an ad. And I think that overall the concept is sound. The idea is we're about ribs. If you like ribs, I like ribs. Clean your darn teeth after the ribs. Don't hurt your teeth. Or why should you have good teeth? Because you like ribs. I think it was a little, I think we know we like ribs. And if we like ribs, we were watching that, but it didn't really even say the name Peninsula Cosmetic Family Dentistry. So overall, I liked the concept, and maybe if it was a TV ad, you would pull people in. But what if for people who don't like ribs? Or I want to like this ad. I think that the concept is super sound, but I think you need to, if I was doing it, I would find a way to start with a problem instead of a thing you love. I would say, what is the problem that people are trying to avoid? Maybe is that you can't go out for ribs, you can't have ribs, or you are someone who's embarrassed by the food stuck in your mouth. I'm not really sure. I'm glad we like ribs. I think that's nice, but I'm not sure that that is the most direct route to getting new customers. Okay, here's Claremont Pediatric Dentistry.
Pediatric dentistry is the specialty of dentistry that focuses on the unique needs of children, and we offer comprehensive pediatric dental services. We have an awesome facility, but above that, our staff is amazing. They're fun, they're friendly, and that's what makes the children love coming to us.
We love working with parents and children alike. We like creating that warm and comfortable environment that invites families from the community to come in and experience dentistry from the heart.
Oh, this was super interesting. So it looks like an all-female practice also, which is unusual. So I think that this here, I previously said pediatric dentistry was, I previously said that having a picture of the building would be a bad idea, but this seems like a signature thing that someone might have in their neighborhood that they might always drive by and they wonder, oh, is that a good place to take my kids for their dentist? It has kid music. It has bright colors. It feels like going to sort of a fun place for the kids, and it has moms and dentists involved. It has this information down here. I would sort of keep this information persistent. I don't know that we need the full logo, but the URL and the phone number I think would be helpful.
Pediatric dentistry is the specialty of dentistry that focuses on the unique needs of children, and we offer comprehensive.
Look at the colors in this. They're really showing this off, which I think is great. They have colorful uniforms or smocks or whatever, scrubs, I don't know, whatever they're called. And they have colorful environment. It feels like wood. It feels like a fancy sort of fun children experience. And so someone really had this experience in mind when they built it, and they're showing it off here.
Of pediatric dental services. We have an awesome facility.
So there's an elephant here. We have an awesome facility. I'm convinced that this really is an awesome facility.
But above that, our staff.
Oh, I like that.
Above that, our staff.
We saw a lot of things, but we didn't see anybody coming out and waving and smiling. And, this type of decoration that just sort of captures the eye and makes it softer and less clinical.
Is amazing. They're fun, they're friendly, and that's what makes the children.
Okay, here they are showing the kid, but I'll tell you, they're not showing this ad to kids. The previous ads they were showing to, they were showing adults, and they were showing them medical equipment that has sharp edges and saying, don't be afraid. But I think that was not the approach I would have taken. Now, the customer is different. You're advertising directly to parents, and you can target this in the YouTube Google Ads system, is you target parent, not parent. And it means, are you a parent of a child under 18? Just any child is, if you have an adult child, it's not going to measure you. So that's good. And you can say, well, you know what? Our customers that come in, they're always between 25 and 45, And you don't have to advertise to anyone else. You may just advertise to women too, because maybe women are making the dentistry decisions. So now you have a narrow market and you have this ad that appeals to that same group of people. So we're showing you essentially how kindly we're going to treat your children in a type of service where they can be hesitant.
Children love coming to us.
We love working with.
Okay, so here it's almost like mommy and me time, really. They're saying, hey, well, this is this kind woman who's also an expert dentist, and mom can be with us, and you have, I think it's a stuffed toy, is that? I don't know.
With parents and children alike. We like creating that warm and comfortable environment.
Okay, these people have very high emotional quotients. These are very kind people.
And comfortable environment. And
you can tell from their emotions, and that this, like she's saying, a kind, comfortable environment is super important to her.
creating that warm and comfortable environment that invites
Watch her body language, just even how she shrugs her shoulders.
that warm and comfortable environment that invites families from the community to come in and experience.
And this says, okay, these are kind women who are very happy and just happy to work with your kids.
It's dentistry from the heart.
Yeah. Also, the music, by the way.
Pediatric dentistry is the
It sort of sounds like a kid's song, doesn't it?
specialty of dentistry that
The only thing I would have changed on this ad is I would have found a way to get the people on camera who are talking to look at the camera. That's the only thing. Again, you can do that using an iPad, and if you have a camera or an iPhone, you put that behind the teleprompter, and then you just do a FaceTime call of the person asking the questions and being interviewed, and the subject or the person being interviewed looks right at the teleprompter and sees your face, and then has both more honest emotions, but also conveys those emotions not with the interviewer, but with the customer through the video.
focuses on the unique needs of children, and we offer comprehensive pediatric dental services. We have an awesome facility that
We have an office. I am convinced that they have an awesome facility. I'm bought in. Oh, and if we haven't met, my name is Dane Golden from VidAction. I call this the YouTube ad school. I'm a YouTube ad buyer and YouTube strategist, and I focus on helping you find the right customers within your budget. And you probably want to join my YouTube ads newsletter, where I tell you all about how to run YouTube ads. Click below for that. So right now, we're all going over to this next video. I'll see you there.